What's going on, everybody? Anthony Cervino here on the RotoWire Fantasy Football YouTube channel with my top must-start players for NFL Week 13. We're going to start with Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving is an emerging talent at the running back position. In fact, he's coming off of his best game, not only of his season, but also, obviously, of his young career, 27.1 PPR points. Led the team with 34 offensive snaps played, 12 rushes, 87 yards, and a touchdown. He also caught all 6 targets for 64 yards. Now, disclaimer, we know that both Sean Tucker scored a touchdown, Rachaad White scored a touchdown, but Tucker only played 5 offensive snaps. Rachaad White was second banana when it comes to offensive snaps played to Irving. Irving just looks like the better back. If you watch a lot of these games this year, he's been more efficient than Rachaad White, and now he's even cutting into Rachaad White's receiving work, which is really what Rachaad White does well. Irving has now had at least 6 targets in 2 out of his past 4 games and has had at least 3 targets in every game since week 7. He's being targeted on 25.8% of the routes he is running, which is 88th percentile amongst qualifying running backs. He's also getting 9.2% of the team targets. He's also exceptional with the football in his hand, 10.3 yards after the catch, 3.4 yards after contact with a 23.1 broken tackle rate. He's going to look to build on this momentum. He had 18 touches last week. I think he's going to see similar, because normally his season average 12.7. I think this production and the fact that the Buccaneers might be realizing he's their ticket to a playoff run. He's going to take that into Carolina, one of the best matchups on paper for enemy running backs. We know how bad the Carolina Panthers are. Now, for what it's worth, they did limit Chiefs running backs last week, primarily Kareem Hunt. But that is an outlier. Carolina normally is gashed by the running back position. They've given up double-digit PPR points to every single running back that they have faced. They've given up over 20 PPR points to running backs on over 5 different occasions this year. Bucky Irving in this matchup, and considering the workload he got last week, is a must-start at the running back position. My next must-start, I'm going to stay in this matchup, and it's going to be Chuba Hubbard. Now, I get it. Jonathan Brooks did return. He made his NFL debut, but Jonathan Brooks was a non-factor last week. He only played 5 offensive snaps. Chuba Hubbard, for the second week in a row, dominated the backfield with at least 50 offensive snaps. He got his normal workload, right around 17 touches, and he averages 18.9 on a game-by-game basis this year. Not a great day. I know Chuba was on a run of 20 PPR point games, only 13, but for what it's worth, Kansas City was a number 1 matchup when it comes to stopping enemy running backs. What salvaged his day was a touchdown, and that extended a touchdown streak to 3 games. He has scored 4 total touchdowns in that 3-game time period, and he has found the end zone in 3 out of his past 4 games overall. When it comes to the matchup, I absolutely love it for Chuba Hubbard, who, oh, by the way, has now had at least 5 targets in back-to-back games. Hubbard gets the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers, you can do whatever you want. You can run the ball on them. You can throw it to your receivers. You can throw it to the tight end. You can move the football on this team. And for what it's worth, the Panthers offense has been moving the football a little bit better since Bryce Young has come back. Chuba Hubbard, as we know, is a big part of it. The offense runs through him. And Tampa Bay, yes, they did limit Giants running backs. Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary found the end zone. But they've been gashed a ton this year. Christian McCaffrey, Kareem Hunt, Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry all put up at least 16.7 PPR points, and that's the floor. You can go off against his football team, especially if you're a running back that can do a little bit of everything. We know Chuba Hubbard can do a little bit of everything, and as long as he gets the targets and the inside the 5 carries, and he's had 8 inside the 5 carries in his past 3 games, then he is a lock to produce for your fantasy team this week. My final running back we must start is Jonathan Taylor. Now, Jonathan Taylor has been struggling under 14.2 PPR points in 4 straight games. In 3 of those games, he's been under 8.9, and he's also on a scoring drought since week 8. So he hasn't found the end zone in 4 games. I think everything changes this week